Hi, I'm Frolic in the Forest. Welcome to my channel where I talk about my Sylvanian families and Calico Critter collection as well as DIY projects and crafts.
Today on Custom Corner, we're going to talk about my custom bouquet skunk family. And this is one of the families that I missed out on in the years that I was not collecting. And I just think they're very cute. And they're one that's, relatively rare. And, if I can get something on a budget, I will. So I was able to get the hazelnut chipmunk family fairly easily about 6 years ago. It was very easy to find. I even found them at a discount outlet, retail store. So I got a second set to make a custom. And I just thought that the base of this chipmunk family could very easily translate into the skunks. So that's what I did. But let's look at the history of the bouquet skunk family so you can kind of get an idea of how and why I created the custom that I did. The bouquet skunk family were first released into the UK Sylvanian range as exclusive token collector's figures, where you had to save up tokens to be able to purchase them, and this was in 1994. They were the first skunk family to be released in the UK, but the second overall. A skunk family was released in Japan in the late 80s, but the family had a thinner tail and a white stripe going all the way down it. They also didn't have a white nose like the flare version does. So you can see from this photo of the Japan release that their front stripe just goes right to their nose and then it ends. So the flocking covers their nose. So the flare version has bushier tails similar to the squirrel releases, and the bouquet family was released by Flare in 2003 for general sale around the country. And I just think they're super, super cute. And before we continue on, I just want to make sure that I give credit where credit is due. And I got the information about this line of toys from these two websites, and I hope you'll check them out too. They have lots of information about, especially the vintage families. If you're kind of looking for information about those, these are really great resources for that.
Let's take a look at how the bouquet skunk family turned out. Now, one thing I want to point out is that the markings that I chose, I did the nose and I did the stripe, but my stripe is thinner than the flare version and it just almost touches the nose. So I did kind of a combo between the flare and the Tomy version. You can also see a little bit of a ghosting of the markings from the chipmunk, and that's because these are just very dark and painted on as well. So, you know, they showed up as like little ghost marks. I feel like if I put another layer of the paint on top of this, then it might go away, but I'm not really worried about it. It's just for my collection. So if that happens to you, that may just be the solution, just adding more paint. However, when you do the fabric paint, the flocking becomes much stiffer. Speaking of paint, let me show you which paints I used. I used fabric paint. I just used white and gray. Whoa. And luckily, the gray paint that was already mixed is kind of a nice charcoal gray, and I didn't really have to adjust the color. It basically matched the figures, and that's really nice. And then the white was obviously done after I did it right on top of the gray. Now, if you'll remember, when you look closely at the original figures, their tails are basically black. But I went ahead and just painted it with the same gray. And then I did a little white stripe on the tail. Um, I think it turned out okay. The fur is very stiff now. It's not really soft and fluffy like the original um, chipmunk tail. So that's something to remember when you're painting this kind of material with the fabric paint. You will get a different texture. But again, these are just for my own displays. I don't play with them like a child would play with them. So that's, also something to keep in mind. And then when I finished, I, painted the entire body, the gray. And, take your time and let things dry. Like, I would paint part of it, let it dry, and then paint another part. And that's really great when the color is in the bottle and you don't have to mix it. So if you have to mix a color, I will just mix up a lot of it and then cover it with saran wrap in between painting sessions. So that's a little tip from there. And then once you get them all painted, you just have to find outfits. So she gets one of Freya's dresses because I have a lot of these, but I think it looks really nice with her gray fur. She looks cute with the red. I also did the baby, and she turned out really cute. Her little dress is made by an Etsy shop, and I will put the link in the video here for you. She does a fantastic job of crocheting these little outfits. She has outfits for the adults, for the kids, and the babies, which is wonderful because I can't always find outfits for the adults. But it comes with a little hat, which is just over the top, so cute. So this is how her outfit looks all together. I'll put it like that. Let's see if she'll stand up. There you go. So there's my bouquet skunk family all together. This was a very straightforward custom, and I recommend it if you are new to this, especially if you can find some of the families that are released at a sort of a discount. In America, it's harder to find calico critters now. So maybe if you can find an inexpensive lot on eBay or a secondhand seller, that might be a place to go to. So thank you for watching, and I hope you give this a shot, or it inspires you to do a different custom. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.